Hello, hello! So this is where we left off last time, and I actually went and printed out my pictures, so I filled in my journal with actual pictures that were missing the last time I was showing you this. Okay, let's see. Okay. But we don't want to look back. We want to look forward to the things we haven't seen yet, right? Okay, so here we go. So this is the picture of the tiny people I made for my former co-workers. Once I left, everyone is a tiny version of themselves. And the reason I did this is because I was getting married and I wanted to make myself wedding cake toppers, and while I was making them, you know, 2 turned into 30. I was like, yeah, I could make little people I actually know and give them as presents. So before I got married, I went to a last trip with 2 of my co-workers. We went to the seaside and also visited the town of Grozny, which is a medieval town in Croatia that's full of art galleries. That's why this photo of a window display is really fitting. And they had the nicest cat there. You just sat down on the bench and she would crawl into your lap. I mean, my cat never does that. He's a little asshole. Anywho, so that's the 3 of us posing at the shore. This is just a cutout from Daphne's Diary magazine, and that's the 2 of them. And here's my wedding photo. I'm actually not making a separate wedding album because there are so few photos. We just took our own photos. I don't have anything against marriage. I just discovered that I really don't like the wedding bit. That's why, you know, we've been together forever and I never wanted to get married, with the stipulation that maybe once I get into my Bridget Jones years, and here I am, and I got married. But I did do the smallest wedding possible. So this is all of us except my dad, who had a doctor's appointment that day. That's why he's missing. And the photo is taken in front of just, you know, my parents' house and by a neighbor passing by. Anyway, here is my wedding cake topper. This is the one I made, and please notice how she's wearing the same dress as me. I just think these are so cute. Anyway, this is us. We went on, so my dad joined us, and then we went on to have a wedding dinner, I guess. And yeah, this is my cake. This was the only thing I actually cared about in my entire wedding, was the cake. And it was really good. And the wedding cake toppers were super adorable, if I do say so myself. And this is all of us. Still waiting for Dad, who came in later. And yeah, that's just my mom and my now husband, my brother and my bridesmaid, sorry. Here's Alesh and my brother, and then my dad when he actually joined us. And this is us just in front of the house. I'm still in my sandals. I actually changed shoes. But yeah, looking like a ripe dumpling, I guess. Okay, anyway, moving on. So here's just a birthday card, and this is actually when we had the time of the wedding. Don't worry, I'm not using my wedding date as a password anywhere, so you might as well see it. Here is the first official document I got with my new name, because I changed my last name to my husband's. And this is actually the pamphlet you get to be able to vote, because we had an election. This is just a little pocket. And I did some journaling back there, but it's a little more private, so I'm not including it. And then, yeah, we went to see Deadpool with my new office, and it was really great. everyone loved it except one coworker who said that his IQ probably dropped by 30% because the movie was so stupid, but I don't know. He saw the first one. We went to see the first one, so I don't know. Here's a lash. We're eating some rolled cake that was really highly recommended in Ljubljana, but it turned out it causes allergies in a lash, so he couldn't breathe for the next 2 days. Still, it was good, but probably not worth it for him. Okay, this is just a picture from the weekend at the seaside we went to, and just some, I don't know, this is some Daphne's Diary cutouts. I just love the colors here, so. And butterflies everywhere, of course. Okay, so I started my new job, and of course, not like a regular secretary, I have to have 3 desks. And these are my co-workers setting up a second monitor because they were like, you need it. And I didn't think I need it, I didn't want it, but once I had it, I found it so useful that I made the lash install a second one at home from the ones we had to scrap. And then a former co-worker came and brought us some donuts, so I took a picture of my co-workers and my boss eating the donuts. Then I was trying my hand at some cross-stitch embroidery, but on paper, because I got a new metal die for my Big Shot machine, which cuts out this thing, so you can actually embroider things on it. This is just a lash. This was, I think, in Thailand. It was just a window display I made him pose in front of. So yeah, in June we actually went on our honeymoon, and we went to Malaysia. We went to Kuala Lumpur and Malacca, and then we flew for a weekend to Bangkok, and these are just the pictures I took there. So, you know, this actually, I do have a separate journal dedicated to just that trip, but once I printed all the photos, everything that was left off was put in here so it wouldn't get wasted, and as well as a placemat, you know, a timestamp for when we went on the trip, because this is a year in review, so you actually see what happened through the year, and then special things like the honeymoon are in a separate notebook, but not the wedding. That wasn't important enough to get its own a tiny album. Anywho, that's me in front of a stationery store. This is us in Malacca. This is us eating. This was basically all we did on our honeymoon. We like ate 8 times a day because the food was so good. The 3D Illusions Museum, more Malacca. Then this was the, okay, me trying to be funny. Okay, maybe it's funny only to me. But yeah, this is at the Butterfly Park, the Petronas Twin Towers, and all the food, all the yummy food. Lash with his root beer float, and more Malacca. And this is the Butterfly Park picture. More food, of course. Then this was a rainbow forest shot at night in front of a bank in Kuala Lumpur center. Just a smiling, happy cat. This was like bigger than me. So, and then just some random shots of us. And this was our host. So this is Davin, our host, waiting for us to take the picture so we can start eating. And this is, I think you've seen this before in my previous video, this is just some sugar packets. I love the crinkling. Anywho, and yeah, this is the koi in the Butterfly Park, a view from the Twin Petronas Towers, and this is in front of the Pavilion Mall, actually the Pavilion Mall. This is the trip in a short recap, and that was it. Everything else is in a separate journal. It was in a moleskin that I took with me. And then I didn't actually journal here at all for a month. And that's not because I was so busy doing other things. It was because, okay, maybe it was. No, but I made a lot of things, just not in here. So I made 2 tiny journals for those friends I went to Croatia with. I finished the honeymoon journal. I made a book, an album, a mini album for my mother who wanted some pictures of us, you know, her kids and so on. And I started this thing. So yeah, but nothing in here, so I just recapped that. Basically it for now. So we still have 2 more quarters to go through, and I'm already here. So as you can see, this book is getting really fat. I don't know if I can fit everything. Seriously, just a few pages left, and yet I have so much to say. And one of these days this thing will get a proper cover. But yeah, okay. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.